Hi, so I did a little video on this Firebird I got for sale where I just kind of laid out all the bad points about it, and I got a bunch of comments about how I should be putting the good stuff about it. This was only to play out the faults on the ad, but you want a full video? I'll give you a full video. So let's take a quick look. This is a 1975 Firebird. You can tell by the back window, right? It's not the small back window. It's the bigger back window that they started in 1975. But it does have the 1972 front end. It seems to be the number one comment I get is that, hey, that's not a 1975. That's actually a 1972 or 1973 or 1971. So let's get that out of the way first. Let's start on the interior, just to get it out of the way. So I replaced the door panels. These are factory black door panels. These aren't aftermarket. These are originals. There's that side there. I am missing a door cup. I'm missing this piece for that door. Not that you can't get them. I don't have it. So if you want it, you're going to have to get your hands on it. This dash, as you can see, I replaced it with a nice dash. You can see there's no radio in there yet. But the radio holes have not been cut, which is pretty rare for these things. This cubby hole piece here, I don't have it. Well, I have it, but it's broken. So a guy may as well just order a new one and be done with it. I ordered a new plate here. Looks great. New armrest as well. Looks great. Carpet's new. Looks fantastic. It's got tilt steering. That's what it's got for gauges up here. Nothing real fancy. Tick-tock tack. 100 mile an hour speedo. Voltmeter. Oil temp. Blah, blah, blah. Seat upholstery was just been done. Last month I think it was. It turned out real good. And also a new headliner. Needs a lens over that over the courtesy light, but new headliner as well. And package tray, grills for the speakers. However, there's no speakers in there. We'll come back and take a look in there after. We got new door pulls. And yeah, all right. I should wrap up the interior. I should mention though that I think there are some cost savings on this weather stripping. You can see it's coming apart there. And then down here, we're missing a chunk here. And in my opinion, this stuff doesn't fit very good because you got to kind of slam the door to get it to close properly. Let's see, where are we going to go next? I guess we can take a look at these wheels and tires. So these are the honeycomb wheels, not to be confused with snowflake wheels. The snowflake wheels they made in the later 70s and early 80s. These are earlier style wheels. If you don't know what they are, go try and buy a set. And then while you're at it, try and find these trim rings too. These are all factory stuff. Even those lug nuts are special for these wheels as well. And those are new as well. Put new door handles and door locks on it. We got some damage up here on the driver's side front fender. A little bit of body work it's going to take to get that fixed up, I guess. The heads on it, it's a Pontiac 400. The heads are 16. That's what the heads are. I guess I don't know if they're a high performance head. You can kind of do your own homework on that. You can see it's got the dual snorkel factory air cleaner. I do got these rubbers as well. There's a rubber here and a rubber there. I got those new in the box. I just put a new master cylinder in. The other one didn't have a lot of miles on it, but had failed for whatever reason. This is a rebuilt motor. I do have the all the information on it. It's got new headers on it as well. Like I said before, we do have a 1972 front clip on this thing. Or not front clip, but rather front bumper. This is that's all metal, and then it's like a neoprene over top of it. So that is your front bumper. You can get the fiberglass copycats, but heaven help you if you're in an accident. All right. So 72 had this this grill style, like the honeycomb, elongated honeycomb. Pretty cool. I think so anyway. We'll go take a look at the trunk. This is our trunk floor. And that's all metal. Okay. Those are the speaker wires run to the back. I just put new speaker wire in. When I did the carpet, I thought it'd be a good time to do it. This is new trim for the back window, and I believe that's a factory trim for the front window, or for the windshield rather. It does have a brand new windshield in it as well. The reason that's not on yet is because this whole car could use a power polish, in my opinion. And I didn't think there was any sense in putting that on until that power polish is addressed. I don't know how well it'll show up on here, but there's a run here in the paint. There's little scratches and stuff. This car was kept in storage for a lot of years, and because it was in storage so long, you get the stuff that happens to cars when they're left in storage. You get the little chips, and then you get the scratches, and stuff gets stored on top of them, and that's what happens. We'll fire this thing up in a minute here. Being a Formula, it does have the Formula hood, dual snorkel. I don't think it's, I think it's just for looks though, because that's closed off. But still a good looking hood. But it's not without its own problems. We got some cracks in here. We got some cracks in there. And I believe it's just in the paint. Needs to be adjusted here. It's sitting a little high. So I'm kind of working alone in my garage. There's only so much I can do by myself, I feel like anyway. A little high here, not as bad as the other side. High here. This is a fiberglass hood. And then here it needs to move forward. You see it needs some there. And then this needs some adjustment here. This entire nose piece is held on only by 4 bolts. So it'd be good to have somebody help you with that. I was just kind of trying to do it myself. Did the best I could. I found out afterwards that the way to do it best is actually utilize a C-clamps. That's these bolts right here. 1, 2, and then there's down here as well. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 over here. And then I'll suck it close or up or down or tilt or whatever you need it to do. Needs wiper motor. I have one, I just haven't installed it. I might get to that, we'll see. What else can I tell you? Oh, put a new starter in it. It's got a new starter, starts up great. Maybe I'll fire it up for you. I'm in a closed off garage, but she runs good, starts good. It's a good little motor. I don't know what to tell you. It's all rebuilt. I do have the paperwork for this. I believe the transmission's rebuilt too, although I don't have any paperwork for it. But it's super clean, fresh paint, all that kind of stuff. We'll go underneath and we'll take a look at it. And you can kind of, I don't know if I showed these scratches up here. These are the scratches I was talking about. Well, there's that thing. Thanks. So yeah, let me get this thing up on jack stands and we'll go underneath and take a look. Okay, just so you can get your bearings, there's our engine. There's that new starter we just put in. This is our subframe. This is new subframe bushings and hardware. You see back there, same thing. All right, let's take a good look here. So this is the toe kick area. So this is where your feet go, if you will. And you can see zero rust, zero, what it appears to be anyway, zero patch panels. Back here, well, maybe there is evidence of a patch panel. Maybe so. Maybe that floor pan's been replaced. This is our fuel line here. There's our brake line here. Rear brake cable. This is a floor pan here, driver's side floor pan. Both sides. This is that cross brace that runs all the way across. We get under the seat area here. In fact, I think these are seat bolts here, maybe. This is the rear passenger floor pan. Let's keep going. Let's just go all the way down. New rear leaf springs. Looks like these torque boxes are perfect shape. Quite often they're rusted out, need replacement. You can see the rockers are completely rust free. See, there's a rear sway bar there. This is not a posi rear end though. Apparently that was an option on the formulas, and this one didn't get it. Look at this rear frame rail. You catching all that? It's pretty good. I don't know if when's the last time anyone's seen a cleaner one. I know I haven't. Yeah, KYB shocks all four corners. There's that transmission I was telling you about. So I can see it's got a new rear seal in it. I can see it's got fresh paint on it. And it's not painted well in the car. You can see the car is gray or silver under here, and the transmission is that Pontiac blue. So at a bare minimum, it came out to be repainted and resealed, maybe? I'm not really sure. But it's good. Let's go around to the other side. Okay, so second verse, same as the first. You can see it's real nice and clean under here. There you can see that subframe. It's all been, obviously been taken out and repainted and reinstalled with new hardware and new subframe bushings. Oh, sorry, up here. There you can see the new headers and the collectors, but it needs exhaust. I figure whoever buys it can figure out what they want for exhaust. If they want something obnoxious or if they want something real nice. Here we see More of the same. Just real nice clean floors. This is the passenger side floor pan. Both sides of it, I guess. Here is where the seat would sit. And then this is the floor pan for the rear passenger. And then over here we have the passenger side torque box for the where the springs go. New springs, I believe. KYB shocks. You see the rocker all along here. Oh, I can pull the light with us. Pretty good. Let's take a look at this frame rail. Okay, there's the rear fuel tank. Okay, we've seen all there is to see here. It is drum rear brakes. Questions I've been getting the most is, because I will accept trades if you got a trade. And everybody wants to know, what do you want to trade for? What do you want? I'll tell you what I don't want. I don't want your Kia Rio. I don't want your 2010 Ford half-ton. I'm into classic cars and trucks. I don't want one that's in this condition. I want one that needs to be fixed up. So basically, I want your $18,000 project car. So what that means is it's not going to be a Camaro or a Firebird. It might be a fastback Mustang. It might be a 67 Camaro Firebird. It might be, I don't know, a GTO Judge. But I don't expect, if you want to trade me a Judge for this, that it's going to be in this condition. Does that make sense? I have a YouTube channel. I fix up old cars and trucks. And if I got something super cool at that price range, I'd be good with that. But I'm not looking for a daily driver. I have a daily driver. All right, so that concludes this guy. If you're interested, get hold of me. We can work out a deal, but my price is firm.